Hi everyone, I'm Alex, and today I'm going to introduce to you our new 50-minute Genius English class, GEOL50. The course covers from Genius English 1 all the way up to Genius English 8. The new course is purely online, which means instead of the students having a class with their offline teacher, they will preview the content through an app, and then after the class, they will finish their homework through the same app. The content will be very similar to the 25-minute Genius English class, but there is additional content added in, for example, a word and language structure review section, as well as more activities, more games, and also a sing-along and a music video. As it's 50 minutes, you have plenty of extra time to help students achieve their academic outcomes. But the most important thing is that the students are having fun in the class. I know at times keeping 3 students' attention for 50 minutes may be challenging, so feel free to use creative ways to keep their attention. This may include props, activities, riddles, open-ended questions about their daily lives, or even having them introduce their favourite teddy bear to the class. Let's take a look at the courseware.
Okay, so let's take a look at a class from Genius English 3 at Pilly's house. At first, when the students come into the class, you can introduce yourself by saying something like, "Hello everyone, my name is teacher," whatever your name is. Then you can have the students say to you, "Hello teacher," followed by your name. Ask students what they can see on the screen. There are some examples in the lesson plan you can use. Then you can ask the students about their daily lives. For example, "Have you had dinner?" Or "Are you hungry? What did you do on the weekend?" These kind of questions. Try to use TPR for the younger students to help them attach meaning to the words. You can also introduce your teaching props for the class and conduct a short warm-up activity. There is an online classroom activity video on our YouTube page, as well as a document with listing a number of activities in the lesson plan folder. Moving on to the sing-along section. Every unit in Genius English has a different song. The first class of each unit will have the song with the words. The remaining classes will have a music video because they have already learnt the words. You can say to the students, "Okay, now we're going to sing a song. Are you ready?" Then you can click on the green play button and have the students listen to the song once. You can fast forward the song by dragging this button here and rewinding. You can pause by clicking on the pause button. You can replay the song, keep it on repeat by clicking on the second one. You can replay it by clicking on the third one. And you can have the karaoke version by clicking on the microphone. Then you can go through the song line by line and teach the lyrics to the song with the associated TPR. There are TPR videos on the website you can use as a reference for the TPR moves. After you've taught them the lines and the movements, you can have the students perform the song as a group. You can then ask the students individually to give a performance to the rest of the class, if they're feeling confident. Moving on to the new words section. The first class of each unit will have the new words section at the beginning. The remaining class of the unit will have a word review section at the beginning to review the words studied in the previous class. So let's take a look at the new words here. The tutor can ask student 1, "What is this word?" The student 1 can then read the word, and then the students can repeat as a group. Try to use TPR as well. Play the word, click on the picture.
Father.
Scroll down by clicking on the arrow button at the bottom to access all of the words. The buttons at the top, on the left, you have the picture and the word. In the middle, you have the picture. On the right, you have the word. At the end of the class, if you have a bit of time, you can do a spelling activity with the students. You can ask them, "How do you spell nice?" and ask them to spell it N-I-C-E. And then go back here and ask them to spell it again without the word in front of them. Don't forget to correct any grammar or pronunciation mistakes when you hear them. Moving on to the next section, this is the game part. In the Genius English Online 50-minute version, we have lots of new games to choose from, including this one, Forest Pilot. To mute the audio, click on the speaker button at the top right, and then to play it again, click again. So let's start the game. At the beginning of the game, you can get the students excited for it, saying, "Are you ready to play a game?" Everybody say ready. 1, 2, 3, ready. And then click on start.
3, 2, 1, go!
So for the first round, you can demo it. You can use the colors to help indicate which word you want to choose. So you can demo the first round. Meat is blue. Blue. And then click on the right answer.
Grandmother.
Then you can ask student 1, grandmother. Grandmother is red? No, grandmother is blue. As you go through the game, you can show the students that they're being awarded sons at the top left to get them a bit more excited about the game. Moving on to the story time section, you can play the audio by clicking on the play button here.
Hi! Who's this?
This is my friend. Her name is Lele.
After you've played the audio, you can read the text again and then choose one student to read the text after you've finished. The remaining 2 students can answer a concept checking question. There are some examples in the lesson plan you can choose from. You can also use the zoom annotate function to highlight parts of the picture and ask questions. Moving on to the language structure section, you can read the sentences to the students and have them listen and then repeat as a group. Then you can have the students read the sentences individually and listen for any mistakes. You can correct the students by recasting the sentence and having them listen and repeat. If possible, have the students make their own sentence using the target language structure. Moving on to the next language structure part, you can click on the speech bubble below here to reveal the text. Who's this? The teacher can then read the text, followed by the answer, modelling the first round. We can then use a sort of domino effect to go round and ask the students each of these ones. So student 1 can ask student 2, who's that? Student 2 can then answer. If they can't answer themselves, reveal the text so they can read it. Student 2 can then ask student 3, this one. Then student 3 can ask the tutor, this one. Moving on to the activities section, this is a chance for the students to review all of the words and language structure that they've already studied. You can broaden out the language structure to cover grammar that they've studied in previous classes too. On this listen and number activity, you can press the audio button for the sound first of all.
Father. Mother. Grandfather. Grandmother.
So then you can ask students which numbers correspond to which picture. So number 4, student 1, which word is number 4? Once they say the answer, you can drag it in. Once you've put all of the pictures into the boxes, click on the submit button and then move on to the next activity. For more instructions about going through these activities, check out the lesson plan for more information. Moving on to the phonics section. Here we have the letter, and you can click on the audio button to reveal the sound.
G.
You can ask students individually to say the name of the letter, and then ask students what sound the letter makes. Play the sound of the full word by clicking on the yellow speaker button and have students repeat the sound together. You can also play each phoneme individually by clicking on the letters.
G. Oo.
And then have students repeat and say the whole word together. Repeat for both of these words. Some classes may have more words than 2. Moving on to the pronunciation video, you can click on the green play button at the top right hand corner.
Hi everyone! Look! G, G. G, G, G.
You can then encourage the students to sing along with the music. On the phonics make a word activity, you can ask the students to say the phoneme on the coconuts in the tree. You can then click on the tree to shake it, and a coconut will fall down. You can then drag it into one of the boxes and ask them to say the word. On the next activity, segment the word, you can press the audio button to play it.
O.
You can ask student 1 to find the first correct phoneme in the word and then drag it into the correct place. repeat for the remaining phonemes, and then click Submit. For the remaining activities, check out the lesson plan for more information. Moving on to the phonics story, you can listen to the audio first with the text.
The goats and the gods.
You can also read the text and have the students repeat after you individually. Depending on how much time you have, you can have students read independently, one student per page. You can also ask the students to locate the words containing the target sounds. If time permits, you can ask the students some open-ended questions about the story or the images. There are some example concept-checking questions in the lesson plan at the end of the story, where you can review with the students the words that contain the target phoneme. The final page of the class is about you. You can ask the students some questions about their own lives, in this case about their family. This is a great chance for you to review the words studied in the class too. On the end page, we can tell the students, now it's time for me to say goodbye. Can everybody say, goodbye, Teacher Alex? And then say goodbye to each of the students individually. For the higher level students, we can try and give them some targeted feedback to improve on for next class. You can also give them some encouragement, some positive feedback. Once you've said goodbye to the students, click on End Meeting to finish the class. Check out the lesson plans for more detailed information about teaching these classes. And check out our YouTube videos for more tips about keeping the students engaged and having fun throughout your class. See you next time.